Denver, 1993, professional MMA. Then until now, one thing that affects every fight: the rules. This is the story of how rules affect fights. The original UFC was regarded as the most controversial event of the decade. Founded by Rorion Gracie and Art Davies, the original UFCs were meant to be like the Gracie Challenge garage fight videos. The original UFC rules were no holds barred, no biting, no eye gouging, no weight classes, no gloves, endless 5-minute rounds, no judges, and no doping probes. I bet Ken was a big fan. So, what happened? In 1993, UFC 1 takes place. We all know that. But Senator McCain in 1996 decides to stick his nose in the ring.
About two people in a ring, just them. There's no other sport like it.
As a result of the sanctions in 2000, the UFC was nearly out of business.
Basically going out of business. This guy, I don't know if he had the money or didn't, but was not willing to fund it anymore. It was at the end of his rope. It was going out of business.
So Dana White and the Fertittas step in.
So it's me, Abu Dhabi, and Frank.
2001 is when a lot changed. The unified rules of mixed martial arts. Effectively changing the sport. Just think of all the disqualifications. That's a lot of rules. Let's look back at the champions before then. So let me know if you notice anything about the styles of those fighters. Drop it in the comments below. But ultimately, much of the unified rules doesn't actually protect the fighters. It extends the fights, it increases concussive damage, it allows them to hit each other more. So what do you guys think about the current state of the UFC rule structure? While you're there, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It seems like with the recent changes in how popular the UFC has become, it might be reasonable for the UFC to revert to some of the previous rules.
If you are a fight fan, you are out of your mind.
Now that it's not facing sanctions constantly, the fan base is far too large and it would stay afloat. There's too many fans now, and the fans would support the UFC through any sanctioning events. Things like the Contender Series, Dana White's looking for a fight. The fact that they have their own venue, they have the Apex now. They can put on shows with no fans, broadcast them with no resistance. Thank you for watching, and let us know, do you think the current rule set of the UFC has had a dramatic change in the way that fights? Do you think the current rule set of the UFC has had a dramatic change in the results of current UFC fights, regardless of if they're championship rounds or not?